Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Aishwarya Sophia. I'm an Akashic channel and an energy healer. And today we're here to get a message from Kuan Yin for Divine Feminines. Happy Valentine's Day, everyone. I know that some people think that this is a Hallmark holiday, which it is. But the reason why I'm here to give you a channeled message is because anytime the collective focuses on something, it becomes real. So since the collective believes that Feb 14th is the day of love, it's the day of romance, then that becomes real. So I want to get a message from Kuan Yin, who is the goddess of compassion and love, on how divine feminines can stay in their Empress energy during this Valentine's Day, and what we can really do to call in our highest love. Mama Kuan Yin, thank you for being present here to help me channel this message for my collective. I ask that you please come through and deliver easy to understand and implement messages. I ask that everything that comes through come through for the highest good of all. Thank you, so be it. Okay. Kuan Yin, what can divine feminines do this Valentine's Day to keep our vibration high? What can we really do to stay happy, focus on ourselves, and stay in our Empress energy? Okay, so the first card we have, it's so apt, is Archangel Zadkiel. Self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. So the very first message that's coming out so clearly is that the best way that the divine feminines can stay in our Empress energy is by having self-acceptance, compassion, and forgiveness. Now, what this looks like is, I'm sure that all of us in this journey have some things that we blame ourselves for. So it's very, very important to forgive yourself first, right? Because if you don't forgive yourself, you're not in that energy or vibration to attract your highest love. The other thing is to have self-compassion. A lot of times, many of us have grown up with parents who didn't speak to us very kindly. And our parents' voice becomes the voice in our head. So really be mindful of how you speak to yourself, and be mindful of how you treat yourself when you're not feeling good. Because a lot of times, again, if we've grown up with parents who are very toxic, I know I did, it happens that how our parents treated us becomes our pattern. So it's very important to accept yourself exactly as you are, to comfort yourself and forgive yourself, and most importantly, to have self-compassion. You know, when you're in this vibration of forgiveness, of compassion, of self-acceptance, those are all divine feminine qualities. So not only does it keep you feeling good, but it definitely shifts your masculine to come closer to you. What else can we do to stay in our Empress energy, Kuan Yin? What can the divine feminines viewing this video do to stay in our highest Empress energy? I love this. It says, up from the depths, releasing difficulty. So what this card clearly shows me is, for many of us, this twin flame journey or divine counterpart journey, or whatever you might want to term it, it's been a very long, arduous journey, right? And a lot of times divine feminines really take on all of the burden on themselves. Oh, I must have done something wrong. Oh, I'm not worthy. Oh, he walked away, so it must be me. Because what this very clearly tells me is, release the difficulty that you perceive that this journey entails, and then you'll realize that this journey is just about you and your growth. It's not at all about the other person. And anyone that's been on this journey for a while understands this perfectly. The divine counterpart journey is something that the bravest of souls sign up for. And this is something that we go through in order to purify ourselves and our soul. So when you're stuck in that mindset of, oh, this is not okay, I must have done something wrong, this is just feeling so difficult, that's not the truth. The truth is that we don't sign up for lessons that we can't handle. And yes, it might be difficult, but it's not impossible. So what this card is coming through and saying is, release those difficulties, right? That you're so attached to, release them and step into this ease and grace of, I'm happy in my energy. My masculine will come in when he's ready. But in the meantime, I am whole, I am complete, and I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself. And being in this energy, again, this is Empress energy. So releasing those difficulties will help you step into this Empress energy more. What else can we do, Kuan Yin, to really stay in our Empress energy this Valentine's Day, this season of love? What can we do? Okay, so this card says confusion, many choices, uncertainty. And the image says past, unknown, known, future, maybe, perhaps. Now, this reminds me of how tentative divine masculines can be sometimes. You know, they enter into our lives, meet the greatest love of their lives. Sometimes it scares them and they don't know what to do and they run away, right? And because divine feminines are so deeply connected with their divine masculines, we tend to feel their feelings. And when the divine masculine feels this confusion, the divine feminine thinks it's her fault. The divine feminine feels this lack of self-worth and everything, right? Everything basically that we work on this journey as divine feminines is something that is affected. So the best way to stay in your Empress energy and move out of this confusion is, first of all, to realize that everything is okay as it is. Even if you're in separation, even if your divine masculine has hurt you, it doesn't matter because you're okay. You're working on yourself, right? And it also will help to take stock of whose feelings are these. I'll give you an example. Sometimes I'm just going about my day. I'm feeling great, nothing's wrong, and all of a sudden I feel this sense of grief, this sense of longing. And in that moment, I know that that's not me, because I was happy and cheerful and everything was fine, and that's when I realized, oh, that must be my masculine's energy, right? So if that is something you experience, quickly learn to identify whose feelings you're feeling. Are you feeling your feelings of confusion, or are you feeling your masculine's feeling of confusion? Because this confusion energy is a very divine masculine thing, right? Not to criticize them, we all have our moments, but confusion specifically is something the divine masculines feel when they come across this intense love for the first time. So learn to discern whether this chaotic energy is yours or theirs. And when you realize that it's not your energy, it becomes very easy to release it, ground back into the present moment, and get back into your Empress energy. So at the bottom of the deck, we do have prosperity, abundance, and success. And I firmly believe that this is what we have waiting for us divine feminines. Once we step into this abundance energy, this Queen of Pentacles, Empress energy, we become so self-sufficient energetically that abundance and success are magnetized to us, right? Once we step into this Empress energy, we focus on ourselves, our well-being, our financial stability, our foundation, our lives, us, ourselves, right? That's when this foundational shift occurs, and then we become very magnetic. And the bottom of the deck energies usually shows the underlying energy, and I firmly believe that abundance is the reward that's coming our way this season. So I want to pull some tarot to ask what is likely to happen with this collective over Valentine's Day. So Mama Kuan Yin, show me. Okay, this is unreal. We have the Four of Wands. The Four of Wands is the card for union. It is the card for a stable, harmonious union in the physical. Divine Feminine, please understand that even though you've been doing the work behind the scenes for a long time and you haven't seen the fruits of your labor, it doesn't mean that they're not growing behind the scenes, right? What I'm also sensing is that whether you're in union, you're in separation, whether you're in contact or no contact, that there is something about the energy of this year that has fundamentally changed and shifted the masculine, right? Little things that used to bother them in the past don't anymore. So what this is telling me is that the Four of Wands, that divine harmonious union, is so much closer than we realize, and all of the work that we've been doing has made us very, very magnetic to our masculine. So can you clarify the Four of Wands, please, Spirit? We have the Four of Swords. This is very interesting. So the Four of Swords talks about healing. So Divine Feminine, if you are someone who has been working on your healing, if you are someone who has been heads down working on yourself, working on healing your childhood trauma, your relationship patterns, then that Four of Swords healing is what's causing the Four of Wands union, right? And we have another clarifier, which is the Two of Swords. Again, the Two of Swords is a card of decision, right? And in this particular depiction of the Two of Swords, you can see what looks like a high priestess with her headdress and all, and who's really standing there contemplating, right? She's really thinking, do I want to do A or do I want to do B? Like, what is the best option for me? So Divine Feminine, if you are someone who has been thinking about how you can do right by yourself, you've been working on your healing, then there's absolutely nothing to worry about, because your Four of Wands union is already here. It's already manifesting, and the only thing you need to do is to continue working on yourself, right? Because as I was shuffling again, we have the Knight of Wands and the Chariot. Because again, this is alluding to the same thing that I've been saying, that if you have been doing the work behind the scenes, you are not going to see this coming. It's just going to come, and one fine day you'll be like, wait, I've been waiting for this for months, and then all of a sudden my masculine is here, he wants union, what? So that's the energy I'm getting, because we have the Knight of Wands and the Chariot here. Right? This is what the masculine wants. The masculine wants to come in their Knight of Wands energy to pursue you and to make sure that there is movement in this connection, right? I want to get one more clarifier for what the masculine wants with this movement, please. What does the masculine want with this movement? Six of Pentacles. So what Six of Pentacles talks about is reunion. Again, it's reconnection, reconciliation, and union. So again, the question was, what can this collective of Divine Feminines expect this Valentine's Day? And the answer is so clear. It says, if you've been choosing yourself, working on yourself, healing yourself, your Divine Masculine wants to move this connection forward. They want to reconcile with you, and what might start off as a date or as a will you be my girlfriend kind of question will end in the Four of Wands union, which is marriage or deeper commitment, like living together. And I'm hearing Kuan Yin saying that this is guaranteed. So the next thing I want to ask is, what are the Divine Masculines going through right now? I mean, wow, we have the Queen of Wands. And with this, I heard no one compares to you. I'm seeing that the Divine Masculines are sitting there thinking of how foolish they've been that they lost the Queen of Wands, right? Someone who's fiery, someone who's passionate, someone who's gorgeous inside and out, and someone who is so independent and who has their shit together. The masculines are thinking, how did I lose this person? What the heck did I do, right? So what else are they going through, Spirit? With the Queen of Wands, can you clarify? Can you clarify the Queen of Wands, please? There, the Devil. So with this, I'm hearing that the Divine Masculine is also having a lot of obsessive thoughts about you, like repeating thoughts, because I'm hearing them like repeatedly replaying your conversations, repeatedly reading texts, and being very genuinely obsessed with their Divine Feminine. And what I'm hearing Kuan Yin say is, Divine Feminine, do you remember how you used to be obsessed with them when you first got together? That's how they're feeling now. And that's wonderful, because usually when that shift in polarity happens between masculine and feminine, where the feminine pulls back and sits in her Empress energy, this is what prompts the masculine to get into their Empress energy or Emperor energy, right? So that's exactly what's happening here. So where the masculines are right now is they're having these obsessive thoughts about their queen, that is you. And they're having very deeply passionate sexual thoughts about you as well. And they're realizing that no one compares to you. No one can replace you, or no one can outshine you. And that you are the best thing that happened to them is what I'm hearing. And what I really think too is that the masculines are being called to be very patient right now, right? As they're going through this, because they're going through this realization that they should be with you. They're going through this realization that they did not treat you right? That they need to do right by you. It's that inner compass that has been turned on in the masculines. And I believe that this happened around the 12/12 portal of 2024. So they really see you as it, Divine Feminine. They see you as the prize, because we have the 9 of Pentacles clarifying the Queen of Wands and the Devil. And 9 of Pentacles is a woman who is completely independent and free-spirited, who has her shit together and who's living life, right? So that's how they see you. They see you as someone who's independent, someone who's fiery, someone who's motivated, and they cannot believe that they screwed things up with you. And coupled with this, because they're seeing you for who you really are, I feel like they're having these obsessive, passionate thoughts about you because they've realized what an empress you are. And they're like, the empress let me be with her and I screwed that up. That's what I'm hearing. So the divine masculines are definitely going through a season of change, I'm hearing. And they're going through this realization that they screwed up. I want to ask, what is the outcome of this realization, Mama Kwan Yin? What is the outcome of this realization? Okay, so we have the 9 of Swords, the 5 of Cups, and the Strength card. Now, what this shows me is the 9 of Swords, first of all, is sleepless nights, right? It's worrying. It's worrying deeply about something that you, like, feeling like you screwed up. Getting anxious about a choice you made. Getting anxious about something you did. That's the 9 of Swords. The 5 of Cups, again, if you look at the imagery, it's the same thing. It's feeling very cold, left out in the cold, feeling very sad, feeling very rejected, right, by your own mistakes. And the last card we have for that is the Strength. So what this tells me is the outcome of this realization that the divine masculine is having right now is that they're going to realize that it's going to take a lot of strength to become the emperor that they have to become to be with you. But they also realize that without you, this is going to be their life. And they don't want it. I'm hearing that very clearly. They're saying, I can climb a mountain for you, but I cannot do this without you. I cannot be in this 5 of Cups, 9 of Swords energy, and I cannot do this without you. Because what I'm being shown is that for the masculines, doing this life without you feels like it's not even worth it. It feels like walking through the desert, right? And they don't want to do it. So they're having this realization that it's better to have the strength to grow up, to wake up, take accountability, and be the man you need, rather than try and live this life without you, because that just doesn't feel right. So that's excellent. How can the divine feminine support the masculines energetically in this realization that they're going through? How can the divine feminines support the divine masculines energetically during this time of transition? I love it. It's the star energy. What this shows me, divine feminine, is you are the masculine's wish come true. Act like it. Behave like it, right? Hold yourself accountable for setting good boundaries with them. When your masculines come back with communication and these declarations of love, hold them accountable for things that didn't work out in the past, right? I know that it can be very tempting to just take them back without, like, no questions asked, because it's been so long and the love runs so deep and pure. But it's also important to realize that you as the divine feminine, you are the leader in the spiritual sense, right? In this relationship. So when your masculine comes back, don't collapse into the relationship. Don't go back to your old habits and patterns. Stay in this energy where you know that you are their wish fulfilled, right? Earlier in this video, we spoke about how do I stay in this energy. So the advice is take our advice and stay in your Empress energy so that you can support their realizations and your masculine can come back to you, right? The other thing is the Death card. So what the Death card shows me is the masculines are going through a massive death and rebirth right now. Massive. And when this happens is when they have all the realizations that we just spoke about. So the way that you can support them is by understanding that your divine masculine is going through a lot right now, and by being a little bit easier on them, right? Because any feelings or thoughts that you have, they can feel them. They're the other half of your soul. So what I would say is with the Death card and we have the Fool, right? This says that if you want this new beginning, divine feminine, understand that you have to go through the death first for this rebirth to happen. So the way that you can support the masculine energetically is realizing that once this death happens and then the new beginning happens, your wish will come true. But stay in that Empress energy and be patient and be happy and content with yourself and focus on yourself, and send your divine masculine supporting energies and vibrations as they go through this death and as they prepare for their new beginning with you. So let's ask if there are any last words of advice for the divine feminine. Mama Kuan Yin, do you have any last words of advice for this divine feminine collective that is watching? We have the Lovers. So divine feminine, I'm feeling like you are so full of love, right? You take care of everyone around you. You're so nurturing. You always try to be kind. You always try to help people. And the universe is not going to let all of that go unnoticed, right? That's the first thing I'm getting. Because even in this card, if you see, there is a higher power that's standing before the Lovers, and it looks like she is officiating a ceremony between them, right? So what this tells me is that the divine is orchestrating all of this. Because imagine this, we started this reading with the Four of Wands and we're ending it with the Lovers. So what this is saying is also that the Lovers is the card of choices. Make good choices, divine feminine. Choose yourself first, because when you choose yourself, you show the masculine that they can choose themselves too, that they can heal. So definitely stay hopeful. The universe is not going to let any of this good work you've been doing or healing go unnoticed. And your masculine is going through a death and rebirth, and sooner or later they will realize what is the right thing to do and they're gonna come around. So I want to close out this reading with a card of advice from an oracle deck. I really love this deck. It's just really fun and it's lighthearted, because I feel like when I read cards, a lot of them are very serious, which is fine, but I enjoy a lighthearted deck every once in a while. But the word of advice for divine feminines is, I am the midwife to my soul. I give birth to my highest self. I birth, nourish, and protect the highest version of me. I wake up daily and ask, what is in my soul's highest alignment today? And every day I take one aligned action to being who my soul has in store for me. My power lies within me. I think that this is a beautiful card to sum up this reading, because this really talks about Empress energy, right? It talks about choose your highest self. Understand your own power, that you are capable of controlling this reality just by controlling your vibration, and really stay in this self-focused energy where you're pouring into yourself, right? Where you're focusing on your passions, you're focusing on what makes you happy, you're focusing on your path with the divine, you're focusing on your spiritual evolution. that is what really creates space for the masculine to do the same thing. Because like I mentioned, us divine feminines, we are the leader in the spiritual sense. Whatever we do in the spiritual sense, the divine masculine will follow. And in the same way, the divine masculines are the leaders in the physical sense. That is why it is their job, usually in most twin flame dynamics, it is their job to initiate communication after separation, initiate contact, initiate union, right? Initiate reconciliation. So really understand that your role here is to just focus on you, pour into yourself, and then when you do that, it causes the same shift within your masculine, causing them to heal so they can come in. This reading was so much fun for me to do. As I've mentioned before, I'm a divine feminine on this journey, so these readings give me a lot of insight as well. I have been contemplating posting more about counterparts, inner union, all of those big divine counterpart concepts, because that's something that I've gone through myself. So let me know if this kind of twin flame content resonates with you, and I'm happy to make so much more content on this. But thank you so much for being here. I hope you have a beautiful and blessed Valentine's Day. If you feel called to work with me one-on-one, to work on yourself, to work on union, to work on your life path, check out my website and book a session with me. If you want some fun, lighthearted readings, check out my Etsy shop. And with that, I will see you in my next one. Namaste.